Hi everybody, back at it again in my favorite place, nature. So, as I was reading the Bible today, I felt like there were some things I wanted to touch on to speak to you guys about. So, I will do that. So, honestly, do you know why you might be holding so much grudge onto people? Because I feel like every one of us has, experiences with every single different human being that is just a mere reflection of what we could be. We all have a choice. And it's about our declaration in that every single day, what are we going to take from our past? What was yesterday? And what are we going to hold on to? He says, forget about yesterday, for I will make new. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about the past. Don't worry about what you will clothe yourself with or eat. For aren't you much more than the birds? Aren't you much more than the lilies that fade away? You are the sustaining force in your life. So if you are holding on to anything that came and entered your presence, you are holding on to something that has latched onto you, a spirit, a energy, a residue that needs to be released. Because let me tell you, anything that is not cleansed or purged in the face of God, you can't be purified and walk with Him and still hold on to all these things and still hold on to anybody that has caused harm onto you and inflicted you in any way, and that caused a bunch of pain and suffering within you, but you're making it out to be this monster, when really it's their monster. It's what was dwelling within them, in their spirit, and they made it a part of them. They obeyed to that, and they could not see you in the light that you were. They seen you through their eyes of demise and the lies that they fill their minds with from the enemy, which prowls around and stomps on the souls of men that are oppressed within what they have accepted from their own human fallacies. And in pain is where Satan will literally take reign of everyone. Like, that is where our souls and our flesh are intertwined, and it's so hard to strip it, like kind of hash it out, because like they're kind of one almost. But it's only when you can look and you can be more tethered to the spiritual aspect rather than the physical, and then you're able to see, hey, like, no, i'm actually I'm new every single day in God. He sees me as righteous. He doesn't see me as anything. And so if you were to take that and transfer that onto your own self, know that anything that you have come across, or any, you know, trauma, or anything that you have experienced unjustly, or even provoked. Like, it's not even something that you should be holding on to, and it's not something that you need to. Because God says, come to me and I will forgive you. Come to me and repent and just bow down and be in humility, be in humbleness. Do not be in chastisement from others. If someone judged you, they're judging themselves. For what they see in you is a reflection of who they see themselves as if they were you, in your shoes. And once you can realize that, God will gift you so much more understanding and knowledge in your experience. If you're open to it, it will transform every interaction you have, and you will see people with so much more patience and kindness because you're allowing God to enter your being and dwelling in the midst, and they will be able to experience that, hopefully, if they're open. If God in His grace will endure to another. And that's why distraction is so potent right now, because it's causing a lot of us to not even be attuned to those moments where you're able to recede into someone else, given that they're open, given that they're displaying the light of Christ, and you're a witness to that. And it's a beautiful thing. You get kind of entranced and entangled in a dance, and then you realize that this is something that is unmistakably divine. This is so pure, and it is a gift, and it's in our inheritance that we receive it. And that's why belief is so important, to accept that without proof. Faith is that doing in the midst of everything that is revoking, and renouncing that is to stand tall in this truth and this urge to do and this need to speak and this knowing that you have a gift to give and embrace. It's a choice to experience this grace that He has given us every single day that we wake up. It's a blessing. And if we were still living in that past version of yesterday, we're bringing all of those feelings, all of that pain from just a moment, a glimpse, but we have turned it into something that is a replay of our own worlds that we're creating. But is this just the mind being hijacked by something, by some other force that is trying to oppress you into this bound state of being? When we have abundance in our hands, in every moment, in every thought, we give energy to which one, and our intentions will flow, and they will be released into the atmosphere, the quantum field, this earth, this world. And are you going to purify those around you? Because when you are that, you are some way a repellent to those that aren't wanting to see that dirt under the carpet. You are going to be the smooth smell and aroma that walks into the room where there are trash bags and just decaying smells that have been there for a multitude of years, and you will stammer down your foot and be like, I'm here, and I'm so grateful that I have received this, that I have acknowledged the fruits, even when I was predisposed to a trajectory that would have led me somewhere else if I didn't find this within, if I didn't take heed to that truth that I knew, the Holy Spirit that dwelt in me ever since I was a child. And likewise, you were still intertwined with that. You never got disconnected because God has protected you. He has cradled you. He has never allowed your enemies to prosper, and He has only hindered them. For you will be that ultimate in their face, like, wow, how did they get to this point when, I mean, everything was kind of set up for them to fall? How did they still rise above all of this, and how are they doing so well? And how are they relishing in the little things? How are they so grateful to be, just to exist for another sunshine to just lavish and just be in the existence of all that is, because we know that if we are putting God first, everything else will follow, and we know that we are connected to His will, because if we were not, we would not have any doubts about who we are and standing in what we know and feeling so strongly about it. And regardless of whatever has come, it will go, and it has gone, and it is a passing just as much as it has come. Everything is continuously flowing, and it's like a wave and an ocean. It can't revert itself. It's only going to continue, and it's still the ocean. So look at you like that. There are going to be things that you experience here, but it is not telling of who you are, who you will be. You already are in God's eyes, and you need to accept that. You are righteous, you are pure, you are loved, you are great, you are mighty, you are a warrior. You are all knowing, important, and you are the glory that you ever more so, in connecting to that, you will allow Him to embrace from you. And in that, you will shine onto others and allow them to recognize that there is things they need to give up. There are things they need to let go of so that they are able to enter into this priceless place of peace that we were all gifted to really know for a time. And, you know, it's in the seeking, it's in the wanting to know. And I think that we can only do that if we are willing to let go and surrender from all that we think we have to hold on to, you know? All of this pride, all of this pain, and this resentment, and anything that is really bound up in your heart, we need to cleanse that. We need to let it go. And I hope that you're able to, because yeah, I mean, it's not worth it at all. It's not worth it for sacrificing who you are to be, that He has predestined you to stand in when you are sitting here sinking your ship. You are sinking the lives of other people to get saved because you're not fully stepping into that version that is able to do what you have been set to do. You know that you have that potential, but you're fine just as you are. And it's okay to stay here, to feel that. Because it is in our own timing that God allows us to be in what we need to, and then He will release it. If you give it to Him, if you earnestly seek Him and desire to be free with all your might, and He knows your intentions, He can literally see through you like nobody else. If you're clouded with this, give it to Him. Just like a new day comes, there is always change. And so, as you are that firm sky, which is bound of time, bound of this, you are that. And all of this is just a transformation of mankind in realizing that which is constantly evolving outside of you. Don't take it personally. For would you have received all of this if you didn't go through all of the tribulation and challenge? And would you have had this reward? You have to go through the fire. You have to be tested. You have to see that there is evil to know the good. To know the good, it highlights everything else that is a silhouette of that. So, the Lord treats all with His mercy and truth, and He will deliver us from the man who seeks to cast you from your designated inheritance. And that's in Kingdoms 14:17. So, just don't linger too long. For there's so much more. And just be. For there's no rush. There's no rush to heal. There's no rush to grow. Where there's a past and a future, there's always a present. And if you miss it, then you're always going to be discontent, frivolous in your steps, not knowing whereabout you're going. But if you sojourn with the truth, it will lead you because you recognize it's there. And you're able to subject it in every experience with you and allow it to be made known. to prosper. You are able with Christ. For I am no better than you. You are no better than them. We are no better than anybody. And once we can sit in the acceptance of not making sense of what happened, just accepting that God is greater than that, and the good will always proceed. And it's a lot more hopeful to look at those who you may feel like you have a grudge or something against, to know that they are so in need of you at the same time. Like, they don't know what they do. And how could they know if maybe they were able to witness God within you, you know? I don't know. But there's always a need to preserve and protect your peace, but know that God is always doing that for you. So if you feel called by your spirit, to intercede and to really forgive and just release, then do so as you will, for it is a moment that might last an eternity, and it's up to you. Thank you guys for watching, and I love you so much, and know that you are loved by the whole entire universe. It is beautiful, it is alluring, and honestly, it is just a powerful thing to hold on to. So know it. This is the thing that is always going to be here for you. Okay. Bye, guys. Until next time.